What have you got to let go of to take hold of? What have you got to let go of so that you can take hold of what God has for you? I was just out for a walk there and I was thinking about something that I thought God wanted me to share with you. About 13 years ago, I was in a relationship. This was before I met my wife. I'd been dating a girl for 2 years. She was a great girl, ticked a lot of boxes, but deep down, for most of the relationship, I knew that she wasn't the one. But I kept thinking, maybe my feelings will change. It was one of those relationships that wasn't bad enough to break out. There was nothing particularly bad about it. She was a wonderful person, but the relationship wasn't good enough to move forward into marriage. And for 2 years I was kind of in this limbo, and I was kind of holding on to this girl. I thought it's better than being on my own on a Saturday night, and maybe, like I say, my feelings will change. But deep down, if I'm being really honest with myself, I knew that wasn't going to happen. And I remember about 2 years into this relationship, there was a young girl in my church who was very prophetic. There were actually 3 sisters and they were all very prophetic. But the middle one, she was probably just 17 at the time. She said, "Craig, I feel God has a word for you. That God has the woman that he wants to give you for your wife. But you're so busy holding on to this other relationship that's not the one for you, that your hand is closed. And God would say to you that if you will just open your hand, you will be able to receive what he has for you." And at the time I wrestled with it, because again, instead of letting go, if I let go, my hand's empty. I would rather swap. I would rather meet the person that God has and then I will let go. Isn't that kind of what we're like? That we would rather swap than let go and risk losing everything. But in the end, I prayed through it and I decided, no, I need to let go of this person. And we broke up, and 2 months later, I had my first date with my wife. And 4 months after that, we were engaged, and 9 months after that, we were married. It happened so quickly. And I believe that the Lord would say to you, what are you holding on to right now that is hindering you from fully taking hold of and embracing the good thing that he wants to give you? But your hands are clinging on to this thing. And he would say, if you would just let go, if you would open your hands, I want to put my best in there. But it's going to take faith. It's going to take courage. It's going to take risk. And you know what that thing is. For some of you, it might be a relationship. For some of you, it might be a job. For some of you, it could be a ministry that you know that the expiration date in that ministry is there, but you're clinging on to it because you get identity from it, or you feel guilt around letting it go. For some of you, it could be finances that God is asking you to give a gift to somebody. He's asking you to release something, but you are scared of scarcity. And I believe God is saying, I have so much more for you, but while your hands are closed, I can't give you them. But if you will release that thing that that is no longer for you. It was possibly once a really good thing, but it's now past its expiration date. If you will release that thing, watch and see what I place into your hands. I just want to encourage you with that today. Take the step of faith. Take the step of courage. God will tell you what that thing is, but he won't tell you how he's going to do the next bit. Like, I had no idea when I broke up out of that relationship that I would meet my wife in 2 months. I could be single now 13 years later. I'm not. I'm very happily married. But I didn't know that. There's always a risk. It's wonderful in hindsight to look back and see what God did. But at that moment, all I knew was I was breaking up from a good relationship and going to be single. And I was 33 or 34 years old, 33 years old at the time. 33 and single is not always a lot of fun, especially when there's somebody who is quite good and you could move forward with, even though they're not everything that God has put in your heart. But I just want to encourage you with that. Let me pray for you. God, I pray that those under the sound of my voice, that you would help them to identify that thing that they're clinging on to, that's become, actually, it was once something good, possibly, and maybe it was never good, but it's actually become an anchor and a tether keeping them where they are. And they're stuck and they're frustrated and they're wondering why you're not moving them when actually you're waiting on them to let go of that thing. So God, would you help them identify it, and God, would you give them the courage? Would you give them the courage to let go, to release, and to open their hands to what you have for them? Bless you guys. It is Saturday. It is 12:15 here in a beautiful sunny Northern Ireland. It's just a beautiful day. I was out for a walk. I'm going for lunch with my family now. Guys, wherever you are in the world, thank you for following Daily Prophetic, and have a wonderful day. God bless. Bye.